104.7 The K, Mike the Intern in the studio this morning with my good friend Jonathan Stinson, and he's in town for a very special event with the Ozarks Lyric Opera, and what that is an opera, probably one of the most famous operas of all time, at least in my opinion. It's called La Bohème, and before we start talking about it, the reason I know about this opera is not because of the opera itself. You know what it's from? Trading Places. You know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about.
When he gets booked into jail and he's like, one MasterCard, one wallet, and he goes, a pair of tickets to and he goes, La Bohème, it's an opera. And then Frank Oz goes, it's an opera. So I know that's so stupid that I have that in my mind. But then, of course, I figured out what La Bohème is. Are you really singing this entire thing in Italian?
We are singing in Italian.
How do you speak Italian? I mean, as an opera singer, I guess you kind of have to have some sort of knowledge of the language.
We are all trained to speak in Italian. I would never claim myself personally to be fluent. If you drop me in Italy for a month, I can definitely survive.
Hey, oh yeah, let's go to Italy.
All opera singers are required to take Italian in the classroom as part of their training, and then we of course translate word for word everything. Because when you're acting in a foreign language, in a language that's not native to your own, you have to know every nuance about the language and about phrasing, about grammar, to be able to communicate that.
And almost accent, too. Because you have, it happens all the time when you have like a Hispanic actor who's supposedly portraying someone from Colombia versus them being nationally from Mexico or whatever. The Brazilian dudes are going to be like, that guy, or the Colombian dudes like, that guy doesn't have our accent. We don't know that. But Italians are going to be able to pick that up all day, for sure. That's awesome. Is that probably the most, like, is Italian, like, the most spoken one in opera, or is it French, or is it?
Yes, opera was invented as an art form in what is currently today Italy. Mm-hmm. You know, so the first operas were in the original Italian language.
You all have to know. Okay, so now La Bohème, obviously pretty cool and also sad opera. Yeah. It's a tearjerker, right?
Yeah, it's a perfect blend of comedy and tragedy. A lot of people will describe it as the perfect opera because not only does it blend the comedy and the tragedy, there's some hilarious moments, there's some really, really sad moments, but all within a fairly concise theatrical experience. A lot of operas get the kind of the bad rap of being 3 hours, 4 hours long. You know, La Bohème in its entirety is under 2 hours.
Yeah, and I always say that sometimes is the truest way to tell a story is if you can be as concise as possible and get your point out. See also Rod Serling from The Twilight Zone. I mean, the guy write a movie in 30 minutes, and it's everything is in there. You know, you don't need any more.
That's exactly right. There's nothing missing from this opera.
Leave them wanting more is something they've been doing in opera since the 1800s. So it's not an original idea, at least right now. And again, this plays with the Ozark Lyric Opera, and it's happening. You got a showtime Friday and then Sunday afternoon, right?
That's correct, at 7:30 in the Gillioz.
So if you can't make it for a Friday night date, which you definitely should, check out Sunday afternoon. You'll probably be able to get in and out before the Chiefs get done. So that would be a good thing. If people want tickets, they want information, where do they go?
They go to the box office at the Gillioz Theatre. There's also links from Ozark's Lyric Opera's website.
Awesome.
You can find online.
Gillioz Theatre.
Yeah, and I'll also say that despite the fact that the opera is sung entirely in Italian, there are super titles, meaning we're projecting all of the English translations.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, so you will be able to follow along.
And you might be able to learn a little Italian and what that word means as they're going through it. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, Jonathan, thank you so much for coming by the studio again. Again, we got La Bohème, Gillioz Theatre, Friday night and Sunday afternoon. Good luck this weekend, and hopefully I'll talk to you soon about another incredible opera down the road.
Thanks for having me.